Good morning, Internet. In this first video of 2 AI-related videos, I have asked NotebookLM to look at a vlog that I did recently on how I put together my videos for my motorcycle YouTube channel and create a transcript which is suitable for a podcast. I then took that transcript, uploaded it to Jellypods, and whilst on Jellypods, I created an AI version of my voice by recording some sample audio, then asked Jellypod to produce a podcast with my fake voice and Notebook LM's transcript. I sort of hope that makes sense, but in the show notes, do feel free to click on the link, which will take you to the original vlog post, and you'll perhaps see what I originally did and make some comparisons. It's not perfect, but it's certainly an interesting experiment. So without further ado, let's go into AI generated me. Hi there, curious people. Paul here, or Bonsai, if you prefer. Well, I say Paul, but actually an AI-generated version of myself, talking from an AI-generated script that's taken from my latest vlog episode, not AI. I hope that's cleared things up. Anyway, rest assured, the AI version of myself is much more fluid and less awkward than the real me. Just listen to the original vlog on YouTube to see what I mean. Link in the notes below. I digress. Let's not waste any more time. And I dive right in with my experiences creating a motorcycle vlog. Imagine that you're on a motorcycle cruising through countryside roads, and somehow every perspective on the ride feels like it's captured perfect. How? Let's talk gear. This is where it all starts. Now, the main camera I rely on is the Insta360 X4. It's not just a regular camera, it's a 360-degree filming camera. What I love about it is I can sit down after the ride and reframe my shots. I don't have to worry about getting the perfect angle while riding, you know. It's like you get all the perspectives at once and then you choose the best ones later. Kind of genius, isn't it? Here's a great example. On one ride, I was riding on down through these forested back roads, one of those routes that feels untouched. I didn't even realize it at the time, but later in playback, the Insta360 had captured this hidden little waterfall tucked away off to the side. Just stunning. It's one of those moments you'd never plan for, but having the right tools means you don't miss them. But of course, the camera isn't the whole story. I also use a DJI drone, a great bit of kit for those sweeping cinematic aerial shots. It's lightweight, relatively compact, and perfect for packing up on a bike. Then there's my phone. Yes, seriously, my phone for close-ups, for footage that I can't get mounted on the bike. I think it's all about mixing it up, keeping things, visually interesting for the audience. One thing to consider is with all these gadgets capturing footage from 360-degree views to drone videos, they create some massive file sizes. I mean, huge in the Insta360's case. Early on, I actually ran out of storage mid-trip. Not fun, I can tell you that much. So now I use a SanDisk portable hard drive, one of the rugged ones. An essential bit of kit, I'd advise carrying a couple of them just for peace of mind. You see, when you're out there, especially in remote spots, the luxury of cloud storage isn't really an option. The funny part is, even with all this thought out gear, it's often about making the simplest tools work the hardest for you. Start small, grow into it, you know? It's not about showing off the latest and greatest. It's about what works, what keeps you filming, and ultimately what tells the story best for you. All right, let's shift gears and talk about sound. It's funny, I started with my helmet's built-in communication system, and sure, it got the job done, but it was almost too perfect. You know what I mean? Noise cancellation stripped away all the ambient noises, the engine, rumble, the wind rushing by, all the little details that make you feel like you're there on the bike with me. It was like listening to a video in a vacuum. Not ideal. So I upgraded to the DJI Mic Mini. It captures my voice clearly, but also brings in those textures around me, the hum of the engine, the crunch of gravel, those sounds that make the experience feel alive, authentic. It's like suddenly you're not just watching, you're riding with me. And well, honestly, isn't that kind of the point? Now let's jump into editing. You know, here's the thing with moto vlogging. You don't need fancy software to make your videos shine. I use CapCut. Yeah, the one by TikTok. It's free, but I would advise using, the paid version. Straightforward, and it gets the job done. What's great is it doesn't have a huge learning curve. So even if you're new to editing, you can pick it up and start creating polished videos in no time. It's really democratized the process. You don't need to break the bank to make something incredible. It's about how you use what you've got. If I started with a better product, but infinitely more complex to learn, I may never have started at all. Oh, and you know what really takes it to the next level? Creative tricks, like using a green screen. Now, at first, you might think, why use a green screen for a moto vlog, right? But it has its uses. Imagine I'm explaining a route I took. I can overlay a map behind me or even drop in some great scenery from the trip. It's not just about the tech, it's about telling a better story, creating something that really draws the audience in. I feel that every little detail matters. The sound, the editing, those creative touches, they're all tools to make the viewers feel like they're part of the journey. So here's the thing, they never tell you how much of moto vlogging is going to involve waiting for files to load and editing them. Seriously, 360-degree footage is stunning, but those file sizes, they are massive. My poor computer, it's like CPU slavery. I could probably watch myself age whilst processing Insta files. That's why over time, I realized the importance of organization, like seriously detailed organization. Everything has its place. Footage from the Insta360, its own folder. Drone shots, they get their own too. Audio files, photos, brand assets, all neatly sorted. It's the only way to keep your sanity when you're staring down hours of content. It's funny though, sometimes I look at my folders and think, if only I were this organized in the rest of my life. Here's a little story for you. On one edit, I had this rough cut ready and I asked my wife to take a look. She's my unofficial quality control team, by the way. So we're watching and she says, Paul, this map bit you're doing, it's kind of boring. But then I sat with it, thought about it, and an idea clicked. Why not present the map routes like a storyteller, weaving them into the visuals? I played around with scenic overlays, vivid paths that highlight key spots. Suddenly, it all came alive. And I mean, she was right. They were boring before. Real Paul here. Fun fact, AI completely made up that last paragraph. Don't believe everything you hear. Terrifying. Back into the narrative. What's great about moments like that is they remind you it's all a process. You can't take yourself too seriously, you know. Some ideas work, some don't, and that's fine. It's really all about evolving and finding those little ways to make each video a bit better than the last. So I guess if there's one takeaway here, it's this. You've got to enjoy figuring it all out. The gear, the struggles, the edits that feel like they'll never end. It's not just about the finished video. It's about the ride. And I don't just mean the one on the bike. It's about the creative journey, the experimenting, the learning. And really, that's where the fun is, isn't it? On that note, thanks for sticking with me today. I hope this gave you a little insight, maybe sparked an idea or two of your own. Until next time, keep riding, keep creating, and most importantly, enjoy the journey. Bye for now from both Real Bonsai and AI Paul.
Like, comment, share, or subscribe.